So.
Good, good. So you work with your dad then?
Correct. That's correct. Yeah, my dad and I are business partners. We've been working together. We have about 20 years of real estate experience between the two of us. He's been doing it 14 years, and I've been doing it 8. So we're right at, actually a little more, 22 years of real estate experience.
And you and your dad have gotten along all this time?
Yeah, not all the time, but most of the time we get together
Sure.
pretty well. He's, it's nice to be able to work with family that you trust.
Absolutely,
So,
that's key, yeah.
Yeah, and it's been a really good partnership. It's been pretty successful. When we started out, I was more as lackey, so
Sure.
I worked 13-hour days and just put signs in yards. But that's I've been upgraded a little bit since then. So now
I hope so.
Business partners, yeah. Well, it takes time. Gotta earn trust, but yeah.
Very good. Now, what do you think of LaTip as far as your business is concerned? You've talked about how beneficial LaTip is and what it could do for businesses out there, but what about for you in particular?
Yeah, that's a great question. One thing that's I talked earlier about consistency, just the need to be consistent, and it's like any other marketing system. The critical part of marketing is consistency. That's
Sure.
why Coke really hasn't changed that much since 1928. There hasn't been much change in the Coca-Cola program. Now, there's obviously some big changes in terms of how they've directed to marketing and those
Sure.
kinds of things, but change is dangerous when it comes to advertising and
Now,
marketing.
remember also that Clear Coke, or at one
Yeah,
point they had this Crystal
Coke.
Coke that just did not
Yeah.
work out, or that
Those were
other
dark days for the
new
Coke.
Coke that they try with that
And that's a perfect example. Change is an error. So new Coke and all those things. And that's where, for us, LaTip, we've had some success. It hasn't been like wildly successful in
Sure.
terms of our business, but we do see the initiating phases of that. So we're expecting a lot from the group this coming year.
Okay. Well, we talk about real estate. You've talked about real estate quite a bit, especially with what you're doing now. What is your opinion, your take with the whole real estate, especially Southern California in particular, South Orange County, and the way things are going?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about your feelings and thoughts about that whole market in real estate.
Yeah, we get asked that a lot. Right now, there's been a lot of bad press in terms of the real estate market, interest rates, what's happening with the credit crunch and the financial crisis.
There's a lot of bad news out there, yeah.
Yeah, bad news, just tons of bad news. The advantage that we have, and on a national level, I would probably concur with that, the advantage that Southern California has, and more specifically even South Orange County, is that it really is becoming more and more of a destination spot. I don't know if you've seen the TV show The OC or Laguna Beach on MTV. Sure. It's becoming a place where they make TV shows. At some level, that begins to impact in terms of where the market's at. So that is happening. We're seeing more and more people move into the area, and more and more people beginning to. It's really becoming more and more of a desirable place to live.
And I think it will continue to do so.
Yeah, and what we're seeing now is an increase in population. So when population increases,
it's always good news.
It's always good news for the housing market.
Sure.
So if people wanted to buy some property, then they should go to you and your dad.
They should absolutely call Dad.
Now, why should they go to you and your dad?
Well, there's a realtor on every corner. And ultimately, the thing that separates any kind of service business like real estate is just that service.
Sure.
Service and integrity. Dad and I have lots and lots of experience in terms of selling houses. Like I said before, 22 years. More than that, though, we're extremely honest. We have lots of integrity. We really do believe in making happy clients, not just paychecks. So the real estate industry is notorious for the quick paycheck and then get out again.
Sure.
And that's not everyone. It's like any other industry. There's good and bad attorneys and everything else. But with realtors, it has become kind of the MO that they just sell a house and never talk to them again. So we don't like that image, and so we believe in happy clients. And so we'd rather have you happy and have all your friends to sell houses to than have the one paycheck.
It goes back to that whole referral system again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So then bringing it back to LaTip, would you say that LaTip helps in that fostering of the growth in your business?
Yeah, it really has. And some of that growth and fostering is just being able to be known by that many more people, and then being able to be pushed into those people's sphere of influence. The marketing, the ability to market oneself is constrained by budget, but the ability to market through people, there's no constraint because it's just word of mouth. And so we've seen that really take place through the LaTip Group.
Yeah, it seems like there are a lot of benefits and reasons to join LaTip, which you've mentioned quite a few, but I know there's more. I know there are more reasons to join LaTip, and I'm trying to dig it out of you. So I need you to tell us right now what other benefits and reasons are there for someone, or especially our viewers, to actually join LaTip?
Yeah, probably, probably the last two things I would say. One would be you just have, one thing that's been immensely helpful to us is we've had the opportunity to refer people to our clients who we trust. So not only are we getting referrals back to our business, but we're also being able to refer people out to our clients. So for example, we have a great guy who does property and casualty insurance. His name's Seth. He does a fantastic job, and I've been able to refer him to our clients. That's really great for our clients because it's someone who I can trust, and so I'm able to push him to them, and I know he's going to take great care of them.
Right.
So that'd be one reason, just that comfort of being able to refer people you trust. And the second reason would be it really feels really good to help someone grow their business, like Seth, for example. If I can give Seth business, there's some kind of psychic income or something. It makes you feel good that
it's like a self-actualization feeling where you feel good about helping a friend out. No,
whatever that means. Yeah. No, it does. I mean, it's nice to be able to, especially when you become friends, which we have really in our group. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you said you've got about 20 members so far, correctly?
Correct.
So how many members do you intend to have? How large can it get? And are there any particular types of individuals or businesses that you're looking for?
Yeah. There really is no ceiling, but it starts to get, the complexities of having members, it starts to get pretty crazy around 50. The largest groups are up around 100 or 120, but really what happens is they kind of crest there and then they come back down a little bit just because it's impossible to really keep track of that many people and do a good job.
Just because there are 20 members doesn't mean you're limited to only 20, because those members know outsiders who they can refer business, like you said. Yeah. That's great news. We'll be right back. Stay tuned for more information from Jon with SoCal LaTip. Welcome back to Business Success Weekly. Joining us today, we have Jon Buck with SoCal LaTip. Now, Jon, this all sounds really interesting, and you got my interest, and I'm sure most of our viewers are very interested in joining. Now, what would it cost me to actually join SoCal LaTip?
Also, one of the first questions we hear, there are fees associated.
Sure.
And there is a whole business structure to LaTip, so there's a group of people that run the whole system. Okay. Then there's free materials that are provided and those kinds of things. So they do require some payment for that. Plus, you got to pay for your breakfast every week. So between those two things, the initial fee to get in is $340.
Okay.
And that's a one-time fee that you pay to LaTip International, which is a company that's based in San Diego.
Is that once a year or once?
That's once, and then every year there's a $200 renewal fee.
Okay.
Okay, and those are all the fees associated with?
Well, then you pay a quarterly due. Quarterly, we pay, it's about $180, depending on how many weeks in the quarter. So
okay. Well, that's pretty reasonable for everything you will receive.
It's a great deal. Yeah, about $1,000 a year. Less than $100 a month, and for the power of that many referrals, it's better than any kind of marketing we've done so far.
Yeah.
For our business.
Very good. And if I like more information, or if our viewers were trying to reach you, how would that? What can they do to get more information? Who would they call?
They should call me. And my number is 949-939-8183. Okay. And that's my cell phone number, so you can call me anytime. Okay. And then they can also go to our website, which is www.scletip.com. So SCLETIP.com. And the website has tons of information on it, so they can contact either me through the telephone or go to the web and find out there.
Okay,
very good. Very good. Yeah. Well, Jon, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming down.
Thanks.
And best of luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, this wraps up this segment of Business Success Weekly. Join us next time as we will interview yet another successful business person. Until then, stay tuned.